Good morning, everyone. I'm going to just give it a moment so people can know that I'm live. I hope you had a great weekend. Hello, as you're joining the room, just stop by and say hello. You know how we were taught. As you enter the room, you greet everyone in the room. And good morning. This was a long weekend, beautiful weather, at least here in North Carolina. It was great weather. And it decided to end by raining this morning, but that's okay. We know how we do with business owners. We just roll with the punches. I'm Luciana Turner, and I'm bringing you this morning's edition of the LT&A Chatter Project. The Chatter Project is designed to bring you that up-leveled conversation around government contracting. We are here to discuss regulations, industry news that you need to know with regards to winning and executing in excellence, in power, in government contracting. That also includes, in my opinion, grant awards. So let's get this party started. As we know, September 10th, there are several FAR clauses going into effect. One affecting subcontracting to small businesses, which is a great boon because, as we know, there was this whole debate within the government contracting sphere around primes using small businesses to win the awards and basically doing a bait and switch. They would use a small business to win the award but never give them any work. So that FAR clause directly addresses that issue. And while that is a win for the small business, I want to caution you that does not absolve you of the responsibility of being a proficient government contractor. That means having your foundation laid and being able to perform at a high level. Being small business does not make you contract ready or contract worthy. And too many people are getting caught up in the fact that they are small and not getting caught up in the fact that they are qualified. So I really want y'all to focus on the fact that you should be putting your qualifications first. Focus on getting those SOPs and those processes together so that you can deliver with excellence. Do not give these primes an excuse to replace you, because that does not mean they cannot replace you on a contract. It just means they can no longer do the old bait and switch of using you to win an award and not giving you any work. So that is a major win. And that FAR clause does go into effect September 10th, in time for the start of the new government year. But I just want to caution you on laying back in your laurels, saying now I have a FAR law regulation on my side. If you're not strategically sound, if you're not a power partner, but you're a power drain, that FAR clause will not protect you from getting replaced on a contract. That is what that stands. We want to keep in mind that there is a huge initiative, I like to call it political discourse, but there is a big budget battle going on in the Congress, in the Senate right now. They're trying to pass a super huge budget. I believe the last number I heard was like $2 trillion. This is not a political platform, so we're not going to talk politics. However, it's a massive spending bill to stimulate the economy. I did also hear that there's some special appropriations out there to specifically address what's going on in our hardest hit areas with regards to Hurricane Ida. Why is that important to this platform? If you are a nonprofit or if you are a small business that offers services that could be critical to the reconstruction of those areas of the country, this is an ideal time to get your ducks in order, because once the appropriations are approved, and we all know they're going to get approved, they're going to fight, they're going to do some grandstanding, but they're going to approve some funding to restore America and Americans back to where they belong, get people back in their homes, get businesses back open. We all know they're going to do it. This is a prime opportunity for you to go in there and bid on those projects that are coming up. You may be saying, I'm not local to New Jersey, I'm not local to Birmingham. I would give say Alabama because there's somebody watching that's from Alabama, to the Gulf Coast. However, if you have the capability of launching a team that can work remotely for 3, 6, 9 months, a year, then you could potentially position yourself to still win one of the coming contracts that are coming out. All of these contracts are not going to be awarded locally, as much as it may pain some people to hear it, because the local businesses were impacted. They're going to be relying heavily upon companies coming into the area to provide these restoration services. And to that end, if you are in those areas of business that will be heavily relied upon, IT, if you have some sort of infrastructure type related business, if you do construction, if you do relocation assistance, it's going to be a real big one. Then I would say get your ducks in order, create that strategy, create that plan. Get on my calendar and see how we can work together to help you formulate that plan so that you can take advantage of this time to help your fellow man. There is nothing that says you cannot be of help and also benefit yourself by paying your team. You can also build a team in that area by putting those people in that area to work. Use those contracts as a vehicle of doing that, as well as stimulating that local community through contracts. However, you need a plan and you need a strategy in place to do so. There's also the Afghan Resettlement Initiative. I believe the last number I heard was $1 billion. There is a Department of Immigration. A lot of people gloss over them in the government. Um, they are huge for giving out grants. They award contracts, but they also award grants. They also award grants to states who then issue contracts. So if you're a nonprofit, you may want to be on the lookout for contracts that are issued on the state level, but their sourcing is the Department of Refugee and Immigration, which is a federal contract. They're seeking $1 billion in funding to help with the Afghanistan relocation. That services are going to be relocation. There's going to be a lot of counseling services, job placement, um, school re-enrollment, English as a second language teaching. The opportunities are out there if you know how to look and if you put together a plan to look and to take advantage of them. I do know that they have an ongoing contract. Is small. I really, quite frankly, believe if you put together a right strategy, you can go knock on some doors, because the contract, in my opinion, is entirely too small to be effective and have the impact you're seeking. But if you have a plan and you go knock on these doors with a plan, you can get that contract expanded and funded properly so that it could make the impact that they want to make. Because one of the cruxes is they want to bring these people in, but they don't want them to burden the already stretched thin social system, Medicaid, welfare. How so yeah, there's ways to do that. Workforce development is going to be really key. I just saw an announcement not too long ago. Everybody's workforce development crazy. There's going to be plenty of contracts coming out on the street that's going to be workforce development heavy. It is not your typical ABC 1, 2, 3 workforce development, though. There's going to be multi components to it. There's going to be the training aspect, but there's going to be placement aspect as well. And here's a tip and trick that small businesses do not know about. These workforce development contracts also provide, excuse me, I just dropped what I was playing with, so I'm going to pick up something else. Um, Services to small businesses seeking staff who cannot afford it. So if you need an assistant, but you can't afford to pay a decent wage, and salary and wages is important. I personally will never pay my assistant $12 an hour. I know how I am. I know the type of work that I demand and I need done. That's not a $12 an hour job. So I would go through workforce development. Every state has this program. Every state calls it something different, but it's workforce development, where they will pay a part of that salary and you pay a part of that salary. It gives that person work. It gives you a body to help you do the work, and it's a win-win for everybody. And the terms of the agreement can be as long as you need it to be. A lot of people don't know that. It's a well-kept secret. I don't know why it's a secret. If it was me, I'll be running up and down the street yelling my head off. But this goes back to a point I made last week. Small businesses do not take advantage of every opportunity out there to help themselves build and grow. Freebie Nation is good, but sometimes you have to pay for your information. And there's a lot of programs such as this one. I found out about that because I sat through a 2-hour presentation. And out of the whole 2 hours, the only valuable piece of information I walked away with was that piece of information, which was revealed in hour two, an hour and 30 minutes into the presentation. We're too quick to tune out because what was said in the first 10 minutes didn't grab us. We need to expand our attention. This is not the Twitterverse. We're running business. And 30-second tweets and 1-minute TikToks are nice for advertising, but they're terrible for gleaning the information that you need to get your business out there. That's my little soapbox for today. I want to also put out there that starting November 1st, I am actually hosting a virtual summit. So be on the lookout for that advertisement. That'll be coming out soon. I'm going to be bringing some of my power partners in, and we're going to discuss how you can be a power partner with the government. I really feel like every small business, every nonprofit, you need to tune in, you need to dial in. We're going to have individual interviews. I'm going to have some panel discussions. I'm even making it available so that you can submit your questions, so that I will ask your questions, not just the questions I feel that you need to hear. But I'm going to ask your questions. I've already started gathering questions from my list. So if you wish to, throw out a question, DM me. You can get on my list and stay on the know. So be on the lookout for that advertisement. I really feel this is the right time to build. And I'm really tired of seeing our small businesses not take advantage and not grow the way they could grow. And it's all because we're not being strategic. We're relying too much on elementary level conversations around government contracts, and it's disingenuous and it's unfair at best. And I want to end with this thought that I'm going to pick up on tomorrow morning. We're going to see this whole big push around getting certified. Everybody's going to talk about becoming a woman owned certified company. Everybody's going to talk about being a certified MBE, DBE, LLMNOP. I'm not against certifications. I am a certified contractor. I do contracting. Not only have I spent 5 years working at a nonprofit as a financial analyst and an office manager, not only have I spent 17 years as a government compliance specialist, I've been doing government contracting as a contractor, doing the bids, doing the work for the last 5, 6 years. So when I say I know contracting, I'm 21 years into the game and I'm deep in it. So I'm talking what I know. Certifications is the icing on the cake. Now we all know we love a good piece of pound cake. Ooh, there's nothing like that pound cake with that cup of coffee. I'm not getting up off my coffee. I don't care what nobody say. Excuse me. But you know, if you put a bit of icing on the pound cake, that's just set it off. View your certification as icing and not the cake. And too many companies are relying on certifications to be the cake versus being the icing. And what I'm telling you is that is not the case. So, what I'm doing is I'm inviting you to have a strategy session. I no longer do pick my brains. I'm sorry, my brain is injured, it's healing. It's been picked enough now. But you can sit down with me and we can do a strategy session because Q1 2022 is starting in 22 days. And you want to be ready to hit the ground running, not trying to figure out what you want to do. My link to my calendar is in this description. You can send me a link. You can DM me to get my calendar link. I am here to serve the government contracted community, but I can only pull out of you what you put in. And I'm asking you to allow me to be the catalyst for your contracting success. And with that, I will end today's broadcast by inviting you to join me tomorrow morning at 8:15. I know that's a weird time, but at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time as I bring you the next installment of the Contractors Chatter Project. I go live from my Instagram page. I also go live on YouTube at the LT&A Contractors Conversation. And I go live on my Facebook page with the LT&A Company. The replay broadcasts on my YouTube channel every day at 5 o'clock and all day on Saturday. I'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Have a great and wonderful day. Be strategic and take time to rest.